nice day. We are discussing about the computer networks. Computer networks, I have to teach about what is an internet, what is a protocol, and how the HTTPs are work in the browser, and what is the DNS, and what is UDP. First of all, what is an internet? Internet means we are all using the internet. Internet is a largest engineering system. Without internet, no one can survive. Means in the industry or using the mobile phones, without the internet, the work will not complete in a easy manner. So computer networks and internet is participating a major role in the computer networks. I am going to teach about what is an internet and how the when we are entering the, for suppose we are opening the Google or Chrome, we are entering the message, that is I have to learn about English. Then it is a request. Request sends to the web server. How it sends to the web server? Is the Google is a web application. Web application does not contain any websites. It can render the application from the web server. Web server views the application. When the request from the web browser means Google, Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, these are all the web browsers. When the web browser sends the request, that is when the user or client enters the URL or client enters the request, then that request transfer to the web server. Web server renders the static website to our web page, to our web Chrome. We can see that. How we can see that how the web server that renders that page based on the request. How the request will be, is our language could be understood by the server? No. When we enter a message, you have to go to the shopping website of Flipkart, Amazon or anything. You have entered the Amazon. Then the web server works on the edge of the internet. Without internet, we cannot find the information, we cannot share the information, and anything with the laptop or PC won't work. Then what will work? We are must and should connected to the network. That is, we must and should connected to the network. What's the network? I have said we can share the information, find the information and search the information. For example, we have to mail to some other person. How that message will goes from here to there? For example, we are going to the shopping. Then we go by bike or by cycle or by car or by bus. We manually go, but how the message will go from the here to or something, the person is in the America or Africa or Australia, how the message will be sending to here to there? Once think, it's total about internet is working there, connecting our PCs, our phones, our smartphones, in the home also, and non-distributed systems like washing machine, AC, fridge also monitored by the network. Nowadays it will be implemented. All are connected to the edge of the internet. The internet will be connected. Then I will explain. When we open the Chrome or web browser, you have entered the message. Or you are open the Amazon app. Amazon entered. You have to shop in the online. Then HTTP request will be sent to the DNS. What is DNS? Domain name system. We are providing the domain name system. What is the domain name system? That converts our URL to the IP address. The web server only identifies the IP address and only can it finds the IP address, but it does not understands the URL. So first of all, web browser connects to the DNS. DNS will send the request to the IP address to the web server. Then web browser contacts with the web server. Then web server renders the static pages to the web browser. This is the work in the back end. So let's come to the concepts of computer network. Concepts of computer network. We will discuss about what is internet, what is computer networks, and how data transfer in the internet. What are protocols and what is HTTP, what is DNS, what is UDP. I have to give the overview. What is an internet? I have discussed. Without internet, no message will be sent, no data we can't find, and anything we can't do with the internet. Without internet, the IT sector will not survive. The IT sector will not arise. Okay, next, what is computer networks? How the data transferred from here to, that is, I am sending the mail. The person receives the mail. How the data is transferred by, not by manually. How that I did not give them to go and there, and I did not give them. How the data is transferred from here to there? Once think. How means communication links. Wireless also there, and without wireless also there. Means with connections that will be gone from here to there. How the connection links like wired connection links like copper wires, optical fibers, and etc. Wireless means Wi-Fi, university Wi-Fi that can take the message from our senders to router. What is in router? And from router to receiver means how a message is passing from here to there. Once think about it. How the message is passing from here to there means, first we have entered the HTTP FTP to send the mail. Okay. Once wait, I have to write and explain the thing. Here is a sender. Here is a receiver. Sender and receiver. How the data will transform to here to there. Router also there. Router. How that happens means the data we are entered the browser into HTTP FTP. We are sending the mail. We are sending the mails means we are using the FTP, and we are sending information means HTTP. Then we are entered the web browser FTP. Then it will transfer to the receiver router to receiver. How the data split into the packets. The packets will be transmitted to the receiver. How the packets will when the sender sends the message will be divided into the parts that are the packets. Each packet divided into each message divided into the packets. The packets will flow from the sender to receiver. How the receiver made? For example, I have given the example like a real world example. Okay, I have gone to the seashore. In the seashore, sand exporting is going on. I have need sand for constructing a large apartments. I have to go there and ask there. We are deal with them. Then I have to transfer the sand to my apartment, which is in 80 kilometers from the seashore. Then I have the 100 tons of sand. Okay. From here onwards, look at my point. We are sending the 100 tons of sand. We require 100 lorries. Okay, we are required 100 lorries. I put the arrangement, or I put the referentials. Okay, number 1 truck will be gone and number 2 truck will be gone, and how many trucks there are going. 100 trucks are going on. In the highway, a toll gate will be come. The toll gate will checks. The toll gate automatically checks. Next, and the toll gate, how many vehicles are going outside. That is, so many from with my trucks all along the traffic is there. That traffic, how many trucks are going on from the toll gate. Means from the toll gate, how many trucks are going on with including the other traffic and reaching the receiver. I have put the sequential, but while going on, some trucks often have traffic and some trucks cross the traffic, and that referential. I have sent first truck, but they come second truck receives to the receiver. All the trucks will be come, and I have to count the trucks and have to arrange the trucks and have to unload the trucks, and that I unload the truck and I have the output, that is I have gained the sand. Okay, in the internet, how the message will be gone. I have to explain clearly, listen properly. What's the means? When we are enter the message, okay, it will send as divided into the packets. The packets will go to the router. The router acts as a toll gate, and it is a traffic. Which traffic? Signal traffic. In the internet, signal traffic. Many thousands, billions, trillions of people are using. So there is a traffic. Compulsory there is a traffic. Some packets are reaches first, and some packets are carries the traffic and goes out and reaches the receiver. Then I am the sender. They are the receivers. I have sent the message. The message is divided into the packets. In the packet, after receiving the receiver, they will be arranged. Router is the linking layer to transmit our data, to allow our data from sender to the receiver. Okay. I hope you are understand. And let's come on to the point. What is the internet? Okay, internet is the large engineering system. It connects hundreds of millions of connected devices, computer devices, communication links and switches. In the edge of the network, a large number of billions of computers and devices, PCs, and so many communication devices are connected. How it is dealt and how the data are transferred and how the deals with the traffic of signals. Billions of users who connect via laptops, tablets, smartphones, and the household things are non-distributed things like watches, eyeglasses are also connected to the internet by the technology developed. By the technology evolved. Once wait. Computers are connected at the edge of the network. Okay. How the computers are connected at the edge of the network? Every computer are all together. All communication devices together at the internet. We call that is an network. Here see the picture. It is an internet. Some are using Facebook, some are using messages, some are using Google Photos, and some are using something likes or Twitter or email and location, music, online music, messages, and something means. For example, see all smartphones, laptops, PCs, all are connected at the edge of the network. Means edge of the network means we are on the network. If see this is a girl and this is boy, if she sends a message to this boy, if he is in the internet, the message will be gone to this boy, and the message will be carried by the packets, and packets will be received to the receiver. He is the receiver and she is the sender, and received by the boy. The boy will take that. When the boy is in the edge of the internet, if the boy is not in the edge of the internet, the boy will not receive the packets or the message which are split into the packets. Okay, the two things, the two sender and the receiver should be in the edge of the network. This is the edge of the network. How the traffic will come in the networks? Okay, some people were chatting and some people were using YouTube, and some people were using Facebook, and some people were watching videos, and all these are requesting the web server, and web server gives us the render the pages. Means this is the traffic. Okay, internet. N systems are connected. N systems means I am the receiver, you are the sender. We are the N systems. N systems means which are connected to the internet, edge of the internet. N systems are connected together by a network. I explained you how the N systems are connected to the network. If both the persons are there in the network, then only the message will send, the message or something will send to the receiver through the communication links or packet switches. Packet switches I explained you, and communication links means what are the communication links, and the main types of communication links means here it's see. Communication links. Communication links means optical fibers, media, how can I explain? Sending the information through the radio spectrum or coaxial cables, copper wires, optical fibers, radio spectrum. How the optical fibers will be work? you are, for example, my friend is in America, I am in India, I have to send the message or mail to that girl. Then in that for a few years ago, a few years before, optical fibers are very prominent in the industry, sending the networks, dealing with the networks. How means, the optical fiber is a glass, optical wire, glass. In that core cading, the two components is present. Core, in that core and cading, upper layer is cading. Core will send, it only works with the light signal. Here the total internal reflection will be takes place. How the total internal reflection will be takes place, I have to explain, please listen. Total internal reflection will be takes place when the light enters into the core. It is a higher refractive index medium and the cading is the lower refractive index medium. For lower refractive index medium, when the light enters, that is the our messages in the form of the light enters into the core, then it will be higher refractive index, lower refractive index, and it totally comes into the higher refractive index. Means angle of incidence is greater than the angle of refraction, then total internal reflection will be happen. All the light will comes to the same medium, that is core. Then the leakage of data will not happen, because the light which are come and fall on the core, and it will totally reflected into the core only, and it will not enter into the cading. So the messages will not leak. That is the reason of using the optical fibers. Different links can transmit data at different rates. What is the transmission rate? Per 1 second, how many packets of bits used to send in the internet? How the sender sends the files, data like files, messages, how they work, or how they reach to end system through internet. In the internet, how the end system reaches the messages or files. I have explained you. Once again, I have to explain what is happening in this. Please listen. How the, for example, you are the receiver, I am the sender. I have the sender. You are my friend. I have to send the letter to you. So I have to send the letter to you. How I did not know your place, but your address I know. Then I have to write the letter. I have to go to the post office, and I have to envelope with the cover, and I have to stamp with that stamp, or that is like sticky gum notes are pasted with that, and the postman will collect that letters and will give to you. Okay. Here in this, the message, how the message will flow. Okay. I am the sender. Sends the message. The web server I am sends the message. That message will divide into the packets, and it will go through the router. Here router is a post office. Go through the post office, that is router, in the traffic, and it will receive to you, that is sender. This, and after receiving you have to collect, that is in the computer networks also packets are received by you, and it will be arranged. Next, packet switches, two prominent layers. Routers and the link switches are the two prominent types of the packet switches. How the networks are connected across the world. Imagine how the networks are connected in this world, in the billions and trillions of the people, how they are connected in the network. How it's possible? Everything is possible by humans. In the ancient days, it is not there. But to communicate and to send or receive or any such information, there is a network. How these networks will begins and what is the purpose of this? Here see how the internet works. These are all people are connected at the edge of the network. Here sends a request, sends a message, and through this much of the traffic signal, the packets will go through the receiver, through the routers. Routers are the link layers, and it allows all over the world to access, share information. Network means share information, communicate, and use online services like websites, email, social media, streaming platforms. How can we access? We can access using the URLs. When we type, opening the browser and we type the URL, a URL will send the domain name to the DNS. The DNS will revolved into the IP address. The IP address carried by the web browser, and it sends request to the web server. Web server will accept that request and search for the results and render the page. If we ask a static file, then render the page from the web server. Already it contains, it is the server host, and it will gives the response to the web browser. Okay, if we want the dynamic pages, for example, we are using Coursera. In daily the reviews will come, and some persons upload the videos, and some persons log out from there. And when we are doing some work, it is a dynamical. Like us, so many people are entering into the website. For example, I compare two websites. I have to compare two websites. Which two websites means? For example, Geeks for Geeks and Udemy or Coursera. In Udemy, the content will same itself. In the Udemy or Coursera, we have to log in. Login means for every different user, for a new page will come. That new page. Next, we have to see and read the topics. We have to watch the videos, means we have to pay the fees. How to pay the fees? For a different user can pay the fees. Means a static web page to give the web browser. Get and do post methods. Get post and do post methods, the server can give the response to the web browser. Computer network is now coming to the point, what is computer network? A computer network is a system of interconnected computers and other devices like printers, pictures that communicate, share resources, files, internet access, applications, and wired and wireless connections. All what the process is going on, all that is called the computer networks. And key features of computer network. Connectivity. First point, connectivity. Devices are linked together using cables. Either cables means it is a physical transformation of data. Wireless means by not physical, it is flowing by signals. Wi-Fi, communication, easy to communicate with other persons from so far from us. How to communicate? By simply typing the messages by FTP, and the messages will go into the, for example, we are using the WhatsApp, we are sending the messages to the other person. That message will be from the lack of the signals, the message sometimes Will not send means that we are not in the edge of the internet, first thing, and the second thing is the traffic also. For sometimes we have the 5G++, but we did not find the message will send. Will not get the double tick means the message will on the traffic of signals. It will take for some time to reach the packet to the receiver. That is our friend. Resource sharing of files, printers, internet. How the printer is connected by to print the files and something. These are all working on the network. And types of computer networks. Okay, types of computer networks. Types: LAN, WAN, MAN, PAN. LAN means local area network, WAN means wide area network, and MAN means metropolitan area network, and PAN means personal area network. What's a LAN? It covers small areas like home, office. It's applicable only up to the office network. For small and wide area network, we are using the WAN means a large area network, large geographical area network. For example, we are using the geo, like that. Of the internet, example, the internet. MAN, metropolitan area network, covers a city or large campuses. We have the BIT or SRM or something like, or the Vijayanagaram or Srikakulam. We have to supply the internet means we have to supply the internet by MAN. To covers the large area. PAN, personal area network, very small network around a person. Bluetooth between phone and earbuds. Coming to the point, Bluetooth and the mobile are not connected each other. They are separate from each other. But how they will connect to each other? And if we on the Bluetooth and take the earbud from out and we put it in our ear, how it will happens? It will all happens by network. Without network, no one can survive in these days. What is HTTP? HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It's a protocol. When we are transferring the data, then the protocol must and should. What is the use of the protocol? Means handshake with the receiver. Handshake with the receiver means I have to send the data with clearly for some deals will be go through that and works over the TCP IP network. Here listen. Hey, where is the cursor? Browser window. In the browser window, we will search for the browser window we will search for www.google.com. It is a URL, and URL goes to the server, and server back web pages to the web browser, and we can see that. I can explain how the browsing works on. Let you see that picture carefully. We are on, it is a browser like Google or Firefox or Mozilla Firefox or something, Apache or something. It is a Google. We have to search the information about the geeks. Here the Geeks for Geeks. I have to search information about the Geeks for Geeks portal. Then this domain name come into the DNS server. The DNS server converts this domain name converts to the IP address. Why it converts the IP address? Because the server renders that page to serve the page or to respond the page, it will only understand the IP address of the page. It will not understand the domain name of the page. Then the DNS will request the web server. Sorry. The DNS, the domain name will be resolved into the IP address because the server only understands IP address. Then this domain name comes to the browser. Browser will request the server. Then static pages, it will render the static pages to the browser, or it will be a dynamic pages like Udemy. Then it uses a server scripting languages, and it's coming to the web browser, and we can see that here. See, we are the browser. Here is the browser. We are searching for the website or files. Here this HTTP request will go to the web server, and the files and the HTTP server will respond to this. This is actual how this is working. And features of HTTP. Features of HTTP means requesting the server, and the server responds to our request and will be sent to the client. Here see, HTTP. This is the domain name, and HTTP means protocol. Okay, www.example.com means domain name. Index specific phase, we are mentioning about, okay, I am entering the URL for what I have to want, and which in that portal which page I do want. I have entered that. That is only breakdown of URL into parts. How the DNS will works, I have explained you. For browser, the client requests the clients request the web server to render a page. Then it has the domain name. URL must contains the domain name, and URL contains the name, the page name. But the web server can understand the IP address. So the DNS can resolve the domain name into the IP address, and the IP address will send to the web server, and for that IP address the web server will contact the or request the web server. The web server will respond to the web browser, and the renders the HTML page on the Chrome. How the DNS will be works, here is a clear explanation which I said you before from so many times. What is the UDP? UDP stands for User Data Program Protocol. It is a communication protocol used to send data over the internet. It is a faster way to send the data to over the internet to the receiver, but it will not check for the data will leak out or something. It will not check. It will only see how the data quickly transferred. Key features: no connection is made before sending. For example, we are entering the URL. The connection between the sender and receiver will be must there. That is the HTTP. In the UDP, no connection between them. By directly sends the data. The data will or will not receive to the receiver, but the goal is to send the package. Thank you. Like and subscribe.